So if you wish to use your AWS Cloudformation, go to the AWS Management Console and just type Cloudformation here. So if you just type Cloudformation, you will get this option. You can click on this to go to Cloudformation here, and we'll just do that. So just click on Cloudformation. So as it is rightly mentioned here, AWS Cloudformation provides a common language to describe and provision all the infrastructure resources in your environment in a safe and repeatable way. And that's what we want to achieve, isn't it? So the most important thing here is to understand that we need to use this button that we have here, create stacks, to create our first stack, isn't it? So just click on that and you will get a form to create your stack. And here, as you can see, we have 3 options to basically select our template. So every stack is based on a template. A template is a JSON or YAML file that contains configurations information about the AWS resources that you want to include in your stack. So when you choose template is ready, then it is understandable that you already have a template that is being uploaded already in the AWS S3 bucket, or you can upload it. Don't have any templates right now, you can just select on this one and choose a sample template. There are a lot of templates here. And if you want, you can just click on this to design it as well. You can create your own designs using the designer. I can just open it right now. So this is the Cloudformation Designer. And if you wish to create any design that you want for your application, you can just do that. Let's suppose you want to create an EC2 instance, just go to EC2, and if you have this, you can just drag the instance here. And let's suppose you want to have a launch template, you can add it here. And same way, if you want to have any other auto scaling groups as well, you can add it here by dragging and dropping, and you can create your designs. So once you have this design here, you will get the code mentioned below here. So this is one way to create your template, but we are not going to do this way. You can just leave this. So we are going to upload a template. So I found this template already. There are a lot of templates in the documentation that you can find. So I actually downloaded a template that creates a EC2 instance with the Elastic IP. So I will upload this template. So I'll just click on upload template file, and I'll click on choose file, and I'll just upload it. So this is my template, and once you have this template, it will get uploaded in your AWS S3. And if you don't have, or if you don't specify a particular Amazon S3 URL, it will create a bucket for you. So this is the bucket that will be created for me, cf-templates. This property name that I have in the region that I have created, so IP South 1, because I have chosen Mumbai. And as you can see, it is a region-based service, Cloudformation. You can create it in any region that you want. And based on that, it will upload the template for me. And once I have uploaded this template, I can just click on View in Designer to see the design as well. See, I'll just drag this down, and if you see here, so this is the instance, this is the Elastic IP that we have associated, and this is the security group. So this template actually creates a EC2 instance, attaches a EC2 Elastic IP, and it provides a security group for SSH. So if I click on the instance, it will go to the instance where I told you, like, we will be provisioning resource, within which we will type the resource name. That will be the resource type here, AWS EC2 instance. Then I will provide a reference for the IP address. This IP address is going to come from this Elastic IP, so don't worry about that. And the security group is going to come from the instance security group ID here. So let's suppose I want to just see. So let's suppose I just want to see the security group. I'll click on the security group type, and here it is showing me that this is the resource name. So that is instance security group that I've given here. And this is the type of the instance, or the type of resource that I have, the AWS EC2 security group. So you have to make sure that you know what is the resource type that you're going to use. So you just have to copy paste that and use it. And within that, the properties that we have is enable SSH access. So the in protocol, or the IP protocol that we have, is TCP. That is for the security group ingress, or the inbound traffic. And from port is 22 to port is 22. CIDR block is SH location. That is the inbound rule that we have. And then the Elastic IP configuration. So this is the elastic IP configuration. This is the elastic type, the target type that we have, or the resource type that we have, that is AWS EC2 elastic IP. And the IP association will be coming from elastic IP associations. That's it. So once you are happy with the template and you're satisfied with this, you can just close it. You can just click on next. And here you can provide the stack name that we have. Here is hello stack. So this is my stack name. And for the demo, I just can use t2.micro. So that does not affect me. And the key name that I have is ec2-key. That's the SSH key that I want to give. And this is basically your SSH security group IP address range that you want to give. So basically I want to give it a public access, so it's not a problem. I can just provide a CIDR block of 0.0.0.0/0 that is from everywhere. So I don't have any problem with that. But based on your requirement and based on your security protocols that you have for your organizations, that will be different. And this is just a very small demo. So I just want you to show like how simple it is to create your templates, but it is going to be a lot more difficult when you're working with a whole set of production environments. So don't worry about that right now. Just stay focused on what we're discussing here, because once you have a small step that you have taken forward, then you can do big things after that. That's what I feel. So just click on next and add a tag. Name hello stack. And the IAM role that we have, I don't want to give any IAM roles because I don't think so there is anything that we need to provision here. And stack policy, no stack policies. I think we are not going to provide any stack policies here. And rollback configuration. So here, this is also a very interesting part, because when you're provisioning resources using CloudFormation, usually always it may not be going smoothly. And there might be problems in some of the deployments, isn't it? So if we specify alarms for CloudFormation to monitor when creating and updating the stack. So if the operation actually breaches an alarm threshold, CloudFormation rolls it back. So based on your condition that you have, and based on the alarm that you are currently setting, based on like, so let's suppose there should be always 5 EC2 instances after you create the deployment, and what has happened is, due to some error, 2 of the instances are getting terminated continuously. So you set alarm there, and based on that, it is trying to fetch you the result back, and it's going to roll the infrastructure back. So this is just an example. I'm not telling that that's the exact scenario. I'm just telling, like, let's suppose there are some of the errors that are coming, like in your CPU utilization, or based on the transaction that you have for your databases, you have set your alarms. And based on the alarms that you have, if it breaches an alarm threshold, it will roll back the deployment. The CloudFormation actually will roll back the deployment. So that is what your rollback configuration actually means. So here you can provide the monitoring options like monitoring time and CloudWatch alarm. So you can provide the alarm based on which it will check the threshold values for that. So now we don't have anything like this, so we can just close it. Notification options, you can actually, let's suppose you want to be notified when the deployment is complete, or if suppose a particular stage is complete also, you can just provide a SNS topic here. Now there is a stack creation option as well. So rollback on failure specifies that the stack should be rolled back if the stack creation fails. So if suppose the creation or the stack creation actually fails, you can just roll back, and it is enabled by default. You can actually disable it if you want to just see what is the problem. And there is a timeout also, like it should not go like for years together. So if suppose you are feeling like it should be timing out within 60 minutes or 30 minutes of initiation, and it actually gets timed out before that, then also it is fine. Then you can mention the time that you want to specify for the timeout. Otherwise it will keep on getting stuck and it will be hung there in that state. So we don't want that. Termination protection. So prevents the stack from being accidentally deleted. Once created, you can update this through stack actions. So we don't want the stacks to be deleted accidentally, isn't it? So we just want to have the termination protection enabled for that. But for now, we don't have anything like that. So we can just keep it as disabled. Just close this and click on next. So this is the review hello stack. So once you have created your template and you have uploaded it, you can just see what exactly your template looks like, or what exactly your review stack looks like. So this is a very straightforward stack policy that we have here. There is nothing much details that to be reviewed. So we have the instance type, we have the key name, we have the SSH location, and we have the template URL that we uploaded just now. And once you've reviewed this, you can actually create a quick link, but I don't want to do that. And you can just click on create stack. So once you have created the stack, or once you have clicked on creation of the stack, you can actually monitor the progress in this console as well. So that's one of the beautiful parts that I feel. So this is the events, and these are the resources that are being created. The EC2 instance, the IP address, and the instance security group that you have provided in your template. And the output configuration that we have, there is an output there in the template that I'll show you after we have seen this. And these are the parameters that I use for the template. And this is the template as well. There's a complete template that we have here. So these are the output details also you can mention. So once you have your template, you can mention the output in the templates as well. So you will get an instance ID and the instance IP address. So instance ID is the ID that will be created once the instance is created, the EC2 instance is created. And the instance IP address is the elastic IP address that we will have for the instance that we are going to create. So we can just go to events, and we can see there are a lot of events that have taken place. So it started off with create in progress for the hello stack. It created the IP address. So it is in progress right now. The instance security group is in progress. So the instance security group is still in progress. Now it has created the instance security group. It has created the IP address. It has completed the EC2 instance creation. So it is create complete. And then it has associated the IP address that we have for the elastic IP. I'll just refresh it once again. Then it has completed the creation of the IP association. And then the logical ID that we have with the hello stack, that is for the template itself, is complete, because we can see it has been completely created. So now our stack is completely created. So now if you see here, we have all the resources that we wanted to create. They are already done. So the EC2 instance ID is this. The elastic IP that I wanted to attach is this. And the instance security group has been created like this. So I can view each of them from here as well. And the output that I was mentioning here is like this one. So this is the IP address of the newly created EC2 instance. And this is the instance ID of the newly created EC2 instance that we have. So this is basically your elastic IP that we wanted to create. And if you go to the template section, and if you go to the outputs, so if you see here, the reference is IP, right? So you can just click on that and do a Control F, and you can search for that IP address. So IP address, this is the resource, and the type is elastic IP, and the association that we are doing is instance ID and the elastic IP. So this IP address is going to be attached to this instance ID EC2 instance that is using the EIP association. So you create your instance using EC2 instance, this type, resource type. You create your IP address using elastic IP. You create an association between the instance and the IP address using elastic IP association, and you create your security group using AWS EC2 security group. Similarly, there are so many other AWS services resource types that are already available in the Cloudformation templates that you can use, and based on that you can create your templates. And if you wish to see that, there is an option here as well. I'll just show you, where you can see what are the service types or the type of resources that are available to us. So if you want to see that, you have to just click on these three buttons that you see here, the tabs that you see here. Just click on this, and you can go to registry, Cloudformation registry. Here you will get the list of all the service or resource types that you want for each of the services that are supported by your Cloudformation. So let's suppose I want to go to EC2 again. So we have AWS auto scaling policy. So you can just click on this, and it will show you like this, the ARN of the policy that we have here, of the resource type that we have, and it will give you the schema as well, where you can refer to this and you can create your template. Now let's go back and actually see how it exactly has developed for us. So if we want to see the instance, we have to go to the EC2. So just click on EC2, and it would have created a new instance for us. So if you see, we have a new running instance, and see the name for the EC2 instance that I had mentioned was hello stack. If you click on this, we have the private IP, we have the public IPv4 DNS, We have the public IP for DNS for this one. This is the elastic IP for us. So this is the public IP that has been attached to this one. And if you see, this goes with the default VPC. And if you wish to change it, you have to change it in your template. And also you can supply the subnet ID that you want, and you can change it in your template as well. And what is the other thing that we had associated? This was security group. So if you see, this is the Hello Stack security group. If you can just click on this, you will see one inbound rule that was TCP port 22, and the source was 0.0.0/0. This was for the IPv4, all IP traffic to be allowed for SSH. And the next thing that I wanted to see was the elastic IP. See, so this is the Hello Stack's elastic IP that has been attached to this. So this has been allocated for us. But there was one more important thing that we missed out. I'll show you that. Go to services and S3. Yes, we are going to see a bucket that has been created newly for our CloudFormation. So this is the bucket that has been created. So cf-templates. So there's a CloudFormation template that I have. You can just click on this. You will see that it has been updated. If you click on this, there's the template ID that we have. So this one is the one that we uploaded initially. And actually this is what we have been using in our CloudFormation as well. So if suppose I have already uploaded a template in my bucket, and if I want to create a template, then what I can do is I can just go to CloudFormation and I can click on create stack. So here we already know that the template is ready, and if I want to make use of the template that I have already stored in AWS S3, then I can just click on this template and I can copy this object URL and I can actually paste it. And I can click on next. Yeah. Okay. So use this object URL to actually make use of the template. So now that we have created the stack, the next thing is for us to uninstall the stack. So let's go ahead and see this once again. So we have the events. So now everything has been created. So now I just want to delete the stack. Okay. So just click on delete. I want to see the progress right now. So whenever you click on delete, or if you want to delete it, you will see the progress for that as well. If you just keep on refreshing, it will try to delete all the associations that we have, or the resources it has provisioned using the CloudFormation template. So if you see, the Hello Stack is delete in progress, and that is user initiated. That means that I have actually initiated the deletion of that particular stack. So now the IP association has been deleted. It is currently deleting the EC2 instance right now. And that is what we want, isn't it? It has to clean up everything that it has created. And that is one of the best relief that I feel when I use these templates. Let's wait for a few minutes for it to get cleaned up. So now it has completely deleted it. So Hello Stack, the logical ID is delete completed. So how to verify whether it has cleaned up everything or not? So if you go to the services and go to EC2, now the running instances is 0. Just click on this. Now it has terminated the instance that we have. And if you go to the elastic IPs, there are no elastic IPs available right now. It has already disassociated it and it has removed it. So that's a very good thing for us. And if you see, no security group rules, everything that it had created, actually it has deleted it. One thing it will not delete is S3 bucket, because it is very important to preserve the templates. Okay, so this one. So we have to delete this as well. So click on delete, and because this bucket is not empty, you have to delete all objects inside it. So just click on empty bucket configuration and type in permanently delete. Just copy it actually. Just copy it and paste it and click on empty delete. So now 2 objects have been successfully deleted. Click on exit, and now just choose this and click on delete. And type the bucket name. As it is very big, I will just copy and paste it and click on delete bucket. Yes, so now we have cleaned up everything. And if I come back to this CloudFormation, so here we have stack sets, as I told you. So rather than creating stacks, you can create stack sets as well. So if you click on stack sets, you can actually provide the template is ready, or you can select a template that we have. So I'll just upload a template. I'll not create it, but I'll just show you how it exactly the form looks like. So just click on next. So here you see you can apply the stack set name that we have. You can provide the T2 instance or the instance name. You have to provide the key pair name. I'll just give some dummy name for this one. So you give the stack name, the stack description is already mentioned here. You give the parameters, you click on next. You give the tags, you just provide the role. I don't have any roles right now, so if you don't have any executions role, it'll create it for you. So like AWS Cloud Formation stack set execution role, and just click on next. So here, this is the major difference that you see here between stack and stack sets. So stack sets can be deployed into accounts or an organizational unit as well. So you can deploy stacks in accounts. So you can populate the account number here, or the file from which you want to populate the account names or the numbers. So you can upload a CSV file also, or you can provide 12-digit account numbers by separating them with commas. You can actually provide the account numbers here as well, if for those of the accounts that you want to deploy the stacks in, or else you can just deploy stacks in organization units or the organization unit numbers. So once you have done this, you have added some of the account numbers. You can just specify the region that you want. Let's suppose I have Asia Pacific Mumbai. I can just do that for other regions like Hong Kong or Ireland at the same time. So I can deploy things or deploy stacks in multiple accounts in multiple regions. And I can have maximum concurrent account optional. So number of account per regions to which you can deploy stack at one time. The higher the number, the faster the operation. You can just provide basically like parallel execution of these stack deployments. So failure tolerance optional. So number of accounts per region for which stacks can fail before CloudFormation stops the operation in that region. So if the number of operations are stopped in one region, it does not continue in other regions. So lower the number, the safer the operations. I'll just enter my account number and click on next. So once you have done this, you can just review it and you can submit it. So it will create a stack set for you. So now that you have already understood how to create stack and stack sets, it's your time now to pull out a sample template from the AWS documentations and use it and create your own AWS CloudFormation template and provision resources. I will actually attach this particular template on the code that I have, and I'll actually give you the link of the template as well in the description so that you can make use of it and you can create an experiment on that. And I would love to see how it worked out for you. So please do that. It actually helps you understand the concept better, because until and unless you try it yourself, you'll never be able to understand and actually how it feels. So you have to understand the feel of how it actually works. Rather than actually seeing the video, you can actually do this by yourself because you already have a free tier account. I surely know that. And if you don't, then please watch the video to create your own free tier account and make use of it to create your first CloudFormation stack and learn things for free. But you have to pay for the resources that you create. So there is some things to be paid for, isn't it?